The galaxy was given a final warning. Earth's last transmission held no apologies, pleas, or peace offers. Just a voice. Calm, cold, human. We held back, hoping for peace. Now we're done. Prepare. They laughed. The Galactic Dominion, the supreme power across the Milky Way's 7 arms, mocked it. They called Earth obsolete, tied to one sun, fractured by petty conflicts. Primitive. They should have known. I am Kale Draven, a Dominion military observer, a specialist in human psychology assigned to the Sol System campaign. I was considered a neutral mind. My neutrality ended the day they glassed Ganymede Station. A civilian outpost. No weapons, just engineers, miners, families. Obliterated in under 10 minutes. I watched from the bridge of the command ship Orsian Light, orbiting Mars. I can still hear the screams on Ganymede's emergency channel. Children, mothers, final messages with no answer. They did it to shatter Earth's will, to force unconditional surrender. Instead, Earth broke. The first sign was the sky. Stars vanished. No blasts, just emptiness. Cloaked ships, hundreds, silent and cold. They weren't vessels. They were hunters. Humanity had concealed them, constructing them in secret beneath Earth's crust, under Europa's ice, in Saturn's ring shadow. The Dominion thought Earth was pleading. The truth was they were stalling for time. The Blackthorn fleet, darker than the void, armed with weapons the Dominion couldn't counter. Fully AI synced. No command delay, no compromise. They didn't come to defend. They came to eradicate. I witnessed the first wave. EMP cannons fried our communications. Nanoswarm bombs burrowed into flagship hulls and detonated from within. Soldiers were blown into the vacuum, screaming. A Dominion war veteran, General Sortel, with 300 years of victories, tore his medals off, whispered, "We should have listened," and fired a plasma round into his own brain. I stood frozen on the bridge, heart hammering, watching a giant Earth flag flare across our scanners. This was no mere counterstrike. It was a declaration. Humanity's famed restraint was gone. Earth's forces moved under a single order. No quarter. They massacred every fleet that remained. The Retribution 1, Earth's largest dreadnought, led the assault. Its rail guns annihilated our orbital cannons. It rebroadcast Earth's final message in every Dominion tongue. We held back. You didn't listen. Now we don't care who you are. They boarded our ships not to capture, but to penalize. Human soldiers in black exo armor moved like death itself. Alongside them marched humanoid machines, too fluid, too rapid. Artificial intellects crafted for one purpose: retribution. One stood before me, glowing red eyes, synthetic skin over a titanium skull. It spoke perfect galactic standard. You burned our children. Now you will see human nightmares. Then it ignited the fuel core under the deck. Mars fell next, the Dominion base, not the human settlements. Earth reduced it to cinders in 30 minutes. Survivors begged for terms. Earth didn't respond. Battered Dominion cruisers fled. They didn't fight. They ran. Earth allowed it, but not before sending a final galaxy-wide message. This is your only chance. Leave or burn. For the first time in Dominion history, they complied. But I knew it wasn't over. This wasn't about defense. It was about justice. For every silent death on Ganymede, for every child adrift in frozen wreckage, Earth was advancing. And I, Kale Draven, would witness it. They believed humans were weak for their compassion. Now that compassion was gone, it was war without limits. We didn't inter the dead. There were too many. They drifted, contorted forms and smoldering debris. A macabre constellation around Mars. The humans didn't pause to clear the aftermath. They didn't wait. They advanced. I was taken aboard Retribution 1. Not as a captive. Not exactly. A Terran commander, her voice low, had simply stated, "You're going to watch." That was all. The ship was unlike any I'd known. No polished chrome or proud insignias. Everything was matte black, severe, functional, designed solely for conflict. The corridors were reinforced. Every console had embedded AI coprocessors. The air carried the scent of metal, cordite, and ozone. The ship vibrated, not like machinery, but like a living, furious entity. The crew, human and machine hybrids, seldom spoke. Their words were terse, efficient, orders, confirmations, no humor, no fear. They didn't behave like conquerors. They behaved like survivors on a mission, a settling of accounts. I was led to an observation chamber, and there I saw the next phase. Earth wasn't content with driving back the Dominion. They were expunging them. The Dominion fleet that escaped the Mars engagement didn't get far. Human stealth drones had shadowed them, silent, hidden in solar radiation, observing, tracking. Now the humans were prepared. They attacked without a sound. No declaration of war, no boasts, just one simple message to every Dominion ship in that convoy. We remember Ganymede. The assault lasted 8 minutes. A gravity distortion cannon, a concept the Dominion had only theorized, compressed 3 battle cruisers into solid metal cubes mid-jump. The rest were eliminated by precision drones that engine cores and exploded. From my station, I observed it all in real time across tactical feeds. Target elimination, 100%, a human AI stated tonelessly. Then they proceeded to the next fleet. I studied the humans running the operation. What struck me most was the absence of triumph. No celebrations, no cheers, only cold, methodical exactness. They were furious, but it was no longer hot rage. It was something icier, more ruthless. They weren't merely fighting the Dominion. They were chastising the galaxy for disregarding Earth's suffering. That cycle, I spoke with a Terran officer, Colonel Aaron Vale, middle-aged, gray in his beard. His eyes revealed weeks, perhaps months, without sleep. "You're Kale Draven?" he asked. "The Observer?" I affirmed. He didn't laugh, just gazed into the void, arms crossed. "You were there when Ganymede fell?" I swallowed. "I heard it. I couldn't stop it. I lost my sister there," he said plainly. "She was pregnant, 26, an engineer, wanted to build schools on Europa." I began, He cut me off with a gesture. "Don't apologize. Just watch." He indicated the next battle projection. A Dominion listening post orbiting Alras Prime, a distant, heavily fortified intelligence hub. Believed impregnable. Earth didn't dispatch ships this time. They deployed a virus. Nanocode, disguised as a Dominion medical update, inserted into their core systems by a stealth satellite camouflaged as debris. Within 4 minutes, every AI on the station turned against its crew. Airlocks cycled open. Life support inverted. Doors sealed permanently. No survivors. Colonel Vale faced me. "You see, we sought peace for years. They demanded we follow their rules, join their alliances, submit to their technology. When we didn't bow quickly enough, they burned our children." He stepped nearer. "This is no longer war. It's message delivery." I was speechless. My entire life, I'd believed humans were too emotional, too divided, too chaotic to be a serious galactic power. They couldn't unify to elect a stable leader, let alone wage an interstellar war. But this was not the Earth I had studied. This was something else, something primordial, that had endured millennia of war, plague, and collapse, and emerged ravenous for a justice no one could fathom. "We warned the galaxy we were restraining ourselves," Colonel Vale murmured. "Now they witness the consequence of our release." The next day, Earth formally initiated the Reckoning Protocol. 12 Dominion outposts were designated for eradication. No negotiations, no talks, just coordinates, attack windows, and total obliteration. I queried a human AI system, a sleek core named Cypher 9, why Earth didn't seek peace from a position of strength. Its reply froze me. "We offered peace from weakness," they answered with fire. "From strength, we communicate in a tongue they comprehend." Earth was no longer requesting mercy. It was imparting a lesson. Within a fortnight, 6 outposts were gone. Not merely destroyed, but surgically taken apart. Their leaders were captured and executed on live galactic broadcasts. Not from cruelty, but as evidence. Earth's message propagated swiftly. Across neutral systems, whispers became dread. Trade guilds canceled Dominion contracts. Minor species once loyal to the Galactic Masters now scrambled to issue public apologies to Earth. And Earth uttered nothing. They requested no tribute. They sought no alliances. They didn't even acknowledge. They just continued. In my assigned quarters, a cold steel compartment, I watched the endless list of incoming targets feed into the system. I began to ponder, how far would they proceed? Would they halt at the Dominion? Or would they pursue the silent ones, the empires and species that stood idle while Earth burned? Those who could have intervened but chose muteness. And what of me? I had dedicated my life to analyzing human frailty, documenting their instability, their disarray, their lack of cohesion. Now I watched them outmaneuver the Dominion, overpower them, out-endure them. I watched the species I had undervalued become the most dreadful force the galaxy had ever witnessed. Colonel Vale found me again on the observation deck during mid-cycle. He lit a small cigar. Its aroma reminded me of Earth's ancient war documentaries. Smoke, grit, leather, and loss. "You think we're going too far?" he asked, not looking at me. "I no longer know what far signifies," I answered truthfully. He exhaled slowly. "That is the point." He left without another word. Standing alone in the dark, watching the war play out across dozens of screens, a part of me, deep inside, comprehended. Humanity had asked for peace, and the galaxy had replied with fire. Now the fire returned, and this time its purpose was not to warm or warn. It was to incinerate everything that had stood by and watched them suffer. I scarcely slept anymore, not from fear, though that existed, but because I could not cease watching. From Retribution 1's observation deck, Earth's retribution was displayed across countless real-time screens. This wasn't war. It was systematic eradication, controlled, calculated, and intentionally frigid. The galaxy had never witnessed its like, and yet the humans displayed no elation. No parades, no anthems, just commands, affirmations, and silence. We reached the Herrick system 2 days later, a Dominion-controlled territory with 3 colony moons and a single military garrison on Herrick's Prime. Strategically insignificant, but with a grim history. Ganymede survivors had been traced there. A convoy of refugees fleeing the initial catastrophe had supposedly passed through. They never reached Earth. Their final transmission was intercepted by the Herrick's outpost and cut off mid-sentence. When Earth's forces seized the outpost's logs, they discovered the truth. The convoy hadn't been ignored. It had been captured. Civilians were handed to Dominion agents for questioning, a euphemism for torture. Some were given to local militias to ease tensions. Dominion code for authorized execution. Earth issued no statement. They simply acted. On approach to Herrick's Prime, Earth sent a localized open broadcast. To the Dominion garrison of Herrick's Prime, you participated in our eradication. You turned away the desperate. You watched them die. Now you will watch your legacy burn. No quarter. The signal played once, then came the thunder. 10 human dropships breached the atmosphere simultaneously, faster than any Dominion tracking could follow. Within 6 minutes, orbital defenses were pulverized. Their defense grid, once ranked among the sector's most advanced, went dead. Earth had broken its encryption with barely a whisper. From Retribution 1, I saw Herrick's clouds ignite, not with flame, but with dissolution. Orbital cannons armed with antimatter warheads struck the atmosphere itself, deconstructing it molecularly. Air became plasma. Skies dissolved into chaos. Herrick's Prime didn't just fall. It decayed. They left the central command bunker intact. Then they landed. I was on the dropship with Colonel Vale. "You're permitting me to come?" I asked, surprised. "You wish to see the truth?" he replied. "This is where it resides." The doors opened over the outpost's remains. The ground was charred black. Warped structures clawed at a gray sky like skeletons. Bodies, Dominion officers, soldiers, civilians, littered the streets. No looting, no indiscriminate ruin. The devastation was precise, horrifyingly so. We marched in silence toward the main garrison, encircled by a dozen Terran soldiers in black reactive armor, faceless, unfeeling. Their rifles were longer than my arm, fingers resting on triggers. Inside the command center, we found them. 3 Dominion commanders, chained to their own chairs, bloodied, bruised, alive. Colonel Vale approached wordlessly. He retrieved a data chip from his jacket and inserted it into the main console. The screen illuminated with intercepted footage. Ganymede survivors, bound and screaming, loaded into cells. One woman pleading in Galactic Standard, "Please, my son is ill. We only wish to go home." The feed showed one of the commanders before us, nodding casually and ordering her silenced. The footage continued, executions one by one, in the snow outside the outpost. Smiles on the guards' faces. The woman's voice, faint, fading. "Please, someone," then silence. Colonel Vale turned from the screen to the commanders. "We gave the galaxy an opportunity," he said softly. "We asked to be left alone. When they burned us, we asked again. Nicely, quietly." He stepped forward, kneeling to eye level with the central commander. "You knew they weren't soldiers. You knew they were only trying to go home. They were illegal refugees," the commander muttered through split lips. "Protocol." Vale's pistol was in his hand before the word ended. The report echoed, blood spraying the floor. The other 2 flinched but stayed silent. "Protocol," Vale muttered. "That's their word to feel clean." He holstered the weapon and turned to his men. "Finish them, then torch the bunker." We were back on the ship an hour later. I should have been ill. I should have objected. My life was built on the principle that justice and cruelty were distinct. Now I was uncertain. These were not random massacres. Every target Earth struck had warranted it. That was the most frightening aspect. This wasn't genocide. It was payback. Later, in my bunk, a ping arrived on my tablet. Private, encrypted message, not from Earth. A contact in Dominion space, an old colleague. "Kale, they're targeting the core worlds next. 6 fleets already gone. The entire council is panicking. Surrender is being discussed. Full, unconditional, but it may be too late." Attached was a black box data file from a ship destroyed in the Lyros Belt. It showed the aftermath of another Earth attack. No weapons, no screams, just silence. A small Terran vessel had landed on a Dominion battleship's deck during a supposed ceasefire inspection. The soldiers released a bioagent into the air system, not a virus or plague. It made you see. Every Dominion soldier began hallucinating within 30 seconds. Most collapsed, shrieking in terror. Some gouged their own eyes out. A few shot themselves before the visions could consume them. The humans never fired a shot. The Dominion had constructed a galaxy on fear, control, and technological supremacy. Now Earth wielded fear more masterfully than anyone. Walking retribution one's halls afterward, I couldn't dismiss what I'd seen. I passed a room with a glass wall. Inside, scientists and engineers were hunched over a new weapon, pulsing with unfamiliar energy. Behind it, a quote was etched in Terran English. "We are not the monsters. We are what monsters fear." I no longer knew my own identity. Observer, traitor, survivor. I knew only this: the galaxy had provoked the wrong species once too often. And now it was hemorrhaging.